and welcome back to another episode of
My Waifu
and Me. And on today's episode, we are bringing you our October monthly manga haul. And we were able to pick up some spooky, some scary, some really normal manga pickups during the month of October. Just grabbing everything that we were able to get. It's really kind of I'd say this is actually a smaller haul for us this month. The last couple months we kind of went maybe too hard, and especially with rights of summer, blah blah blah. October we finally kind of chilled out. Only got a couple of them up, but we did start a couple new series, mainly to just some special finds that we found. So Waifu, take us away. Show us the first manga that we picked up this month.
Alright, so I actually limited myself to only 2 manga a week, if even that at all. So
2 manga a week. 2 manga a week.
In mind. So first thing that we've got, Dr. Stone, Volume 19. Look at that. Senku's looking good. We love these volumes. The art's always just so on point with the color spreads and everything. Mm-hmm. Love that.
And for those of you not keeping up with Dr. Stone, like me, these are starting to get quite a bit ahead. So yes. I know that I'm only on Volume 12, so I need to finally catch up sooner rather than later. But you know what? That's okay with us. We're going to keep grabbing them as they come out. The next thing that we grabbed was actually another one of these weekly Shonen Jump covers. And I've kind of mentioned this before when I picked up other weekly Shonen Jump covers. I only grabbed them when One Piece is pretty much on the cover. And this is probably one of the coolest One Piece covers that they've done. And they actually sell these at Kinokuniya is the name of the store. So there's a Kinokuniya around you can actually grab these. These are the official weekly Shonen Jump magazines that actually come out in Japan. They always import a couple at my local store, maybe gets 10 or 15 in. And it's always nice to pick some up, especially when they have One Piece on the cover because we're big One Piece fans. So this is just that. I don't read them, obviously. They're in Japanese. I just put them on the shelf for collectibles' sake. I only have pretty much 2021 issues of the Japanese ones, and I only really have One Piece covers, so.
One Piece is all we care about anyway. No, we like more than One Piece, I promise. Alright, so the next one that we have is Spy Family, Volume 6. Nice. Simple. Spy.
And what's crazy is this series just got its anime announcement for next year. So if you haven't heard yet, Spy Family is coming out next year. It's animated by Wit Studio and Cloverworks. I'm really excited. Those are great studios that are going to do a lot of really great work with this series. And we're big fans of the manga. I've only read maybe 3 or 4 volumes, something like that. Are you caught up?
I'm caught up.
Okay, I'm not caught up.
Except for the chapter that just released on Halloween. But
I'm behind where the physicals are right now. But I did read what I read digitally, so I haven't even read them physically, but we've mainly just been collecting them ever since, so I'll catch up eventually.
Eventually is what he says.
Next, I want to show off, I was able to pick up 2 of the Attack on Titan exclusive editions of the final volume. So first off, we have the actual, so this is actually the standard cover, but Barnes & Noble has an exclusive version that comes with a poster inside. I don't know if Waifu can maybe pop the picture of the poster up on screen so you guys can see what the poster looks like. But this is actually the same standard cover, but it does come with that Barnes & Noble sticker, and it comes wrapped in plastic. So that's kind of nice, so we're going to leave it like that. And yeah, we just grabbed the last one. We don't collect Attack on Titan the manga. I just grabbed the last ones because I wanted the collectible editions, and I mean, it just made sense to me. But I'm a huge fan of the anime. I don't think I ever intend to get the whole manga. I don't know if I love the manga's artwork. I'm not a huge fan of Isayama's artwork. Love the story, love Attack on Titan. Don't love the artwork that much. But I also picked up the Books A Million cover. So here's the variant cover that they made for Books A Million. And this was thanks to a friend of mine in a Discord server. His name's Shitsu. So shout out to Shitsu, who was able to help me pick this up because our local Books A Million, I went there to get it. They were sold out. Scalpers cleared it out.
Tragic.
And unfortunately, I'm still missing one of the variant covers, the Kinokuniya variant. And it's because I did not realize that they got them in. And by the time I actually got over there, they were sold out. And then my other Kinokuniya in the area, they're not selling them yet because they haven't gotten in their art board. So I do have one on hold at the second Kinokuniya because I happen to call it a really weird time. So hopefully I'll still get it there. But as of right now, I don't have it in my possession, so it's not in this haul video. It'll probably be in our next haul if I'm able to get it, and hopefully I don't have to pay scalper prices. People were reselling the Kinokuniya variant for $60-$70 if it came with the artboard. I don't think the Books A Million one has been going for very much, or the Barnes & Noble one, but I could see them maybe in the long run. It's just unfortunate scalpers getting into the manga game, But we had to pick up the final volume. Titan's great. I don't think I'll buy the rest of the series, but had to get the exclusive covers.
We love exclusive in this house. Okay. Yeah. Next up, Kageki Shoujo Volume 2. Oh, it looks so good.
And did you already read this one?
No, I have not, actually.
Oh, okay.
I actually haven't read it. Surprise, guys. I've kind of been busy with a lot of stuff in my personal life, you know. Spoiler alert, I got a new job, so I had been interviewing and stuff, and it's been a lot. So I haven't been reading manga like I usually do at the speed of light. Wow, God forbid.
She reads really fast. She reads so much. She reads at like super speed.
But yeah, so I'm excited to keep reading this though, because I really do love this story. It's so cute.
You read the bigger collected one in the first volume, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've read everything before this.
Yeah.
So far, but yeah, I'm loving it so far.
Yes. Next thing I picked up. This was really random. I placed an order on Barnes & Noble's website, and I knew this was still sitting in stock on their website, and I have a couple of other loose volumes of this series, and so I decided to grab this one. It's the only one they randomly had in stock, and that's Volume 7 of the original single prints of The Flowers of Evil, which if you didn't know, if you watched some other videos, you know Flowers of Evil is one of my favorite mangas of all time, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially in my top 3 or 4, and I love these watercolor single covers, and it was in such great condition too. I was really impressed. So Barnes & Noble's probably just had this sitting around because these singles are long out of print. I actually have volumes 4, 5, 8, and 9. So now I have 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. So I don't have 6, and obviously I don't have 1 through 3. I don't have 10 and 11 to complete the whole single set. But maybe one day. I do know the singles. I've bought all my singles for retail price in the last couple months. But to buy a complete set, a lot of people are reselling them for a lot of money, and I'm not biting. So I don't know if I'll ever have all of them, but it's nice to have a couple of the singles of one of my favorite manga series. So Flowers of Evil, if you haven't read it, you should check it out.
It is a great series. Next up, we have Comey Can't Communicate, Volume 15, and the anime also just dropped.
Woo!
But, ooh, man, I love this series. I'm about 9 volumes in. Reading-wise, I just finished Volume 9 the other night, and we watched the first episode of the anime. And we were crying. It was so good.
I haven't read the manga, but I loved the first episode.
It was awesome. So definitely recommend either or, but definitely get into the series because it's so good.
Yeah, you gotta read or watch it, guys.
It's like a heartwarming series for sure.
It's on Netflix if you want to watch it.
Yes.
I do know the subtitles are a little wonky. Some people have been complaining about the fact that on the Netflix version, they don't do a great job of translating all the dialogue that gets written on the chalkboard. There's been some conversation about that, so you might want to even check the manga volume to read all the chalkboard writing that happens during that scene. But the rest of the episode is just beautifully animated, and it's awesome that it's accessible via Netflix. Even if the translation's not the best, seems we've had some similar issues with Netflix, but definitely check it out. I know Waifu's been loving the manga. I'm excited to watch the anime. That's mainly what I'm all about. So I might read the manga later. We'll see, but really enjoying the first episode of the anime. Next series, in addition to another one of our continuing pickups, and that's Undead Unluck Volume 4. I've been reading these pretty much the moment that I get my hands on them. Haven't read 4 yet though, so I've read 1, 2, and 3 pretty much the day I bought them. I just bought this this is actually a November release, but usually at our local stores we'll have a couple series that might show up a little bit early, and this was one, so this showed up a little bit late October instead. So I was able to grab it, but haven't actually gotten to read it yet. I like where Undead Unluck is headed as a shonen series. I'm a fan. I don't know how else to put it. I've had a lot of fun reading it. So I know that some people say it's maybe a little too simple, maybe a little too convoluted, maybe a little too much going on. I'm not sure. I've liked it. I'm excited to read Volume 4. I'm happy I picked it up.
Another continuing series. Perfect for the Halloween time too, which I know Halloween's over, but whatever. It's Toilet Bound Hanukkah-kun Volume 10. Look at that. Such an aesthetic. I've definitely been loving... I love the purple so much. Also loving this series. I am caught up, so I'm excited to read this
and see what's
happening. It kind of left off at a weird cliffhanger, too, in Volume 9, so I'm definitely excited to keep reading this. It really has been a great series. I'd love to try the anime, too.
Yeah.
But awesome.
I've only read
the collection.
I've only read volume 1 and 2 of this, so we'll see if I ever read more of it. I enjoyed what I read.
It's really cute, though. I mean, I would say it's Comey level cute, but maybe not as wholesome. There's definitely kind of some it's not really ecchi, but ecchi humor, but very tame.
It's also got I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I mean, I read the first 2, so I feel like I kind of understand where it was headed, but I enjoyed them. Okay, so this next series we've been slowly piecing together over the last couple months because these have been slowly restocking over the last couple months. It's considered by many to be one of the greatest mangas of all time, and we've finally been able to complete the collection with the additions of Goodnight Poompoon Volume 2, and Goodnight Poompoon Volume 7. So the final volume. Oh, that's going to look weird with the white. Okay, there we go.
That looks
Volume
nice.
7. So this is the final volume. So this one's a lot smaller than most, but I did finally, now that I had all of them, start reading this, and I read Volume 1, and I'm excited to read more. Honestly, like, I was holding out on reading it until I had all 7, because I was pretty sure I was going to blaze through it. I did read Volume 1, and then I immediately started reading something else, so I haven't read Volume 2 yet. But I have it now, so I can finally start blazing through it, and honestly, I think Volume 1 is incredibly impressive. And I don't say that a lot about manga, and I think some people hold this manga on a really high pedestal. It's made some people really dislike it because of that. I think it's in a really weird place, but for me, Volume 1 worked really well. So if you want a series that's kind of grounded in drama but has a surrealist tone to it, then this is the type of series you want to get. It's grounded in reality and really works in the fact that it's a hard drama, but it has an incredible surrealist tone. And that's the best way I can explain it. So you really should give it a shot if that sounds up your alley, or if you've ever tried any other Sano's works. This is clearly his, magnum opus. You know, this is, I think a lot of people consider Poompoon to kind of be his ultimate series, and by many, one of the greatest manga of all time. So I'm excited to read it all. I'm happy we have the whole set, and hopefully everyone can get their hands on this without paying any sort of ridiculous flipper price, because these have now been fully reprinted in a complete set across the board. So all 7 have been reprinted in the last couple months. So hopefully everyone can get Poompoon now.
Also, guys, Jerry's not allowing me to read it until he finishes it because I read stuff so fast. So
I just want to experience.
Send help.
I'm just scared that if I start, I get to like Volume 4, and then you're gonna beat me to the end, and I'm gonna be like, and then I'll have to hold in the spoilers, whatever.
Don't call it Goodnight Mid, okay? Don't call it that.
Whatever.
You're hurting our hearts. Okay. Kiss, fall in love. Or in High School Host Club, Volume 1. We finally managed to get it after all this time. As you know, if you keep up with what we get, we had 2, 3, and 4. We found it. I saw 1 a long time ago. I was like, oh, maybe I should get that. And Jerry's like, I don't know, what if everything doesn't restock? And I was like, yeah, I'm second guessing it. And then everything disappeared. All the Volume 1s disappeared. Finally restocked though now, and we have it. So now I have 1 through 4.
Yes.
And I will continue to pick up whatever I find.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility the box set might restock, so that would kind of suck. But I don't know if it is. So we've just been picking up the singles. So the rest of the singles.
Manga shouldn't be this hard.
According to Barnes & Noble's website, the rest of the singles should restock by the end of the year, which means we could get the rest of the set.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have no idea if the box set will restock or not. It hasn't yet. I'm not sure if it will, but for the most part, at this point, we're just going to grab the singles when we can. Next thing I grabbed was Death Note Black Edition Volume 1. If you saw one of our other hauls, I was able to grab volumes 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the Black Edition on a good deal. They were like a buy 2, get 1 free, essentially. But they didn't have Volume 1 and 2 at the time, and these were both kind of out of stock on most websites at the time. But it seems like Volume 1 is now restocked again and is back out there in the wild and able for you to find it. I will say that our cat got a hold of it. You can see her cat marks there at the top of the book. She was able to take a nice big bite out of it. It got through about 3 or 4 pages. No, actually it got through about 10 about 10 pages have cat marks, cat bites right into them. So shout out to Pixie for biting my Death Note Volume 1 Black Edition. This is now a special edition just for me, the Pixie edition.
I know she's definitely like standing outside the door too, because she hates it when we shut her out of this stuff, but she's a nuisance, clearly. Alright, next up, Prince Freya, Volume 2 and Volume 3.
Ooh, I like that cover.
As y'all know, I started the first volume a couple months ago. I really did enjoy it, but it wasn't a priority for me to get. But, you know, I treated myself the other day and got 2 more volumes. I think there's only 5 out right now, and I also don't know if that's all of it or not. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But I did enjoy it, and I've been trying to get into more Shoujo series, obviously, with, like, Oron and all that stuff. But yeah, it is kind of action-packed, too. A little violence and stuff. Definitely not anything I expected, but
cool.
I am a fan.
All right, and in the spirit of Halloween, I was able to pick up everyone's favorite zombie manga. That is I Am a Hero, considered one of the best zombie mangas of all time. I Am a Hero Omnibus number 4, and I Am a Hero Omnibus number 5. And I believe these are 2-in-1 volumes, so they collect 2 volumes into one. I think it's 11 total of these, which equates to 22 original volumes. And the thing about I Am a Hero is that a couple months back, the first omnibus started reprinting, and that was awesome. But then they started reprinting the other next ones, 2, 3, and then 4 had reprinted, and then finally 5 reprinted. So I finally said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the 5 that have reprinted. I hope they reprint 6 through 11. I really do. Dark Horse is a little bit fickle. I've heard that sometimes they don't, but it seems like this year they've reprinted the first 5. So I'm hoping that means we'll get the next 5 or 6 next year, and we will get a full reprint of this series. So I'm just going to keep buying them as they reprint. That's pretty much my plan, but also in the spirit of Halloween. You know, it's a great zombie manga, and I was able to read the first omnibus of this, and it's a slow burn, but I like it. So I'm excited to read 2, 3, 4, and 5 now, and kind of see where that lands me before I grab 6 and move on from there. But I do know that I'm already invested, so I do want to get more of this and or finish it at some point. So I Am a Hero, volumes 4 and 5 of the omnibus editions.
Alright, next up for me is volume 8 of Witch Hat Atelier. You know I've been collecting this, so I had to pick up volume 8. Don't have much more to say about it, but I continue to just love the way these volumes look, and the art is gorgeous.
Alright, so that was the last, at least for me. Waifu has a couple more continuing series to talk about, but for me, I started picking up some new series that I wanted to start for some different reasons. So these next couple are ones that I bought that it's mostly volume 1 to try out some new series. So the first one that I bought is called, this one's called Do You Like Big Girls? Question mark. And I'll be up front, I flipped through this. This is absolutely not appropriate for children. And this is 18 plus only. This is absolutely inappropriate for kids. So do not buy this if you are a child. Please, please, please. But this is about a young man who moves into an all-girls volleyball dormitory and has relations with them. That's the best way I can describe it. Full-blown harem. That is what this series is. So excited to try it out.
I'm sorry, parents. I'm pretty sure.
For all of our young fans, I really do apologize because, I'm sorry I bought that.
I think my parents watch sometimes, so I'm sorry, Mom and Kevin. Okay, another continuing for me is Boys Run The Riot, Volume 3. Also really been loving this series. They're trying to build a fashion brand, and something pretty shocking happened at the end of Volume 2, so I'm expecting to read more about the fallout. If you're not familiar, quick little spoiler alert, but at the end of Volume 2, our main character actually gets outed as trans, which is very, very serious. So I
need to read this.
At the end of it, I was like, no, like that's really bad for this kid. Oh my god. So hopefully he will be okay and he can navigate it all right. But yeah, definitely another kind of new series that I've fallen in love with for sure.
Yes. And there's only one more volume, I believe. Yes. And this is completed. So
yes.
There's only one more
very
volume.
Short if you're looking for a short read.
Okay, so another first volume that I was able to pick up, a brand new release from 7 Seas, is Kiruru Kill Me. And this is a series that actually runs in Shonen Jump Plus, which is an online publication that's essentially, it's right beside Spy Family and Chainsaw Man, Kaiju Number 8, those sorts of series. They're under the Shueisha branding of Weekly Shonen Jump, but they're usually a little bit riskier. They're a little bit darker sometimes. They have a little bit more leeway to do what they'd like. And so because of that, Viz did not publish this series in the US, most likely because of the fact that it's a little more adult. And so 7 Seas was able to publish this one, Kiruru Kill Me. Has something to do with like an assassin that gets hired and the guy like falls in love with his assassin, something like that. I haven't got to read it yet. I'm excited to try it though. I think this series could be a lot of fun.
It really does make me wonder with that one if they either like worked for Buichi or they study under him, because the art style just looks very Buichi.
The art style
Dr.
reminds,
Stone.
Waifu
So,
Buichi. I couldn't find it
wish
online.
I knew.
This is that author's very first manga series, so
yeah, it's just,
I'm excited.
I wish it was easier to
kinda
figure
try it
out that stuff. Anyway, next, no surprise here if you watched our video collab with Miss Laura Grace. This is A Sign of Affection, volume 2 and 3. I read the first volume and I really fell in love with it. And I'm not really much of a romance person.
Yeah.
But definitely like this a lot. Very heartwarming, very cute.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually heard good things too, so I have to try it out. And thanks to Laura for the suggestion.
Yes.
Obviously, Waifu's
probably my
in,
favorite thing to come out of that.
We've already pre-ordered volume 4, so that's exciting. Okay, the next thing that we picked up was Burn the Witch. This is technically volume 1, but it does compile everything that has currently been released in the series so far. Kubo has not actually written anything else yet, but it does have a slipcover.
I love
so
that
here is the
so
official,
much.
the actual cover, which has sort of a wraparound artwork of the lead characters. And if you haven't already, you should read this on the Shonen Jump app, and or you should go buy this and read it. It is some of Kubo's best work, in my opinion. And I think that Bleach is, especially if you're a Bleach fan. If you liked Bleach, if Bleach is something you're totally into, I can't get it back on the slipcover while I'm talking. If Bleach is something that you're totally into, then you need to check this one out. Obviously, it has, I won't spoil it, but just know that it kind of has some vibes, you know. And that's all I'll say. The big issue that I do have with this volume is that, and I've seen this with a lot of others, the glue that goes on the binding of the slipcover, you can't really see it, but the glue on this binding does not hold very well, so it kind of has already started to come up, and I've seen others having the same issue, so I might have to apply some glue myself to hold it. But Burn the Witch, it's got magic and dragons and cool stuff, so you should go grab this. Again, this compiles everything that has currently been released. There's not more in Japan waiting for us. We're waiting for more in total to come out, but they are calling this Volume 1, so there's an implication there that there is going to be some more from Mr. Kubo.
Alright, now we've got Zom 100 Volume 4. Neither of us have read this yet.
Yeah, we usually read these they're easy reads.
They're they go by really quickly.
Yeah.
You can read them in like less than an hour each.
Yeah.
But definitely another fun series that we've both really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Hilarious, really well drawn. We're excited for Alice in Borderland to come out too.
Earlier series.
Yeah.
It's a series you wrote before Zom 100.
Yeah.
And they're going to be publishing it in English early next year.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like this, look out for that in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Now this was an interesting pickup. I would not normally have picked this up, but I found this at Half Price Books for $4.99 instead of $9.99, and that is and it was in good shape. And that is Volume 1 of Twin Star Exorcists. This is a pretty popular monthly Shonen Jump series, actually, and it's quite a few I want to say 20, 30 volumes, something like that. There's quite a few volumes of this series, and there was an anime adaptation that I heard was pretty poorly done, but I heard the manga, it just keeps getting better and better from fans on it. So, when I saw this for half off, I said I can pick up the first one, give it a shot. If I don't end up liking it, so be it. If I do like it, I'll have to hunt down more. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm not actually sure at all what this is about. I just know it is shonen, and it looks interesting. You know, you've got your twin, what look like magic exorcists on the front of this first volume. So, excited to give this one a shot now that I have it.
I actually think we did watch the first episode of the anime a long time ago.
I feel like we did too.
And it's where that GIF comes from, where she's like under the pole doing the limbo or whatever, trying to like exorcise the spirits around her, and her like tits are like bouncing up and down.
Is that from that?
I think that's what it was. Okay, really quick for the next one. So we went and saw the My Hero the movie World Heroes Mission. It's a long title,
yes.
But they had these there at our showing,
yeah.
And we each got one, and it's a cute little booklet that has stuff in it, has some concept art, special for the movie. So there's Rhodey Soul in there, who's the original character made for the movie, and then some of the other heroes that show up. But a really cool little takeaway from the movie, and we actually really liked the movie probably more than the other two that came out.
I liked them better than the first two movies.
I think we ranked it the third one first one second, and then second one
third. We didn't like the second movie.
Second one was a little much.
Goofy.
It was a little much for us.
Goofy.
But yeah, really nice thing that Jump put out for us. So.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really like it that it's like a full-blown manga. They're tiny, but they're cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing I grabbed, this is also a half-price books find. Found it with the Twin Star Exorcist volume, and that's the first 4 volumes of Magi or Magi, whatever. I don't know what it's called. I was a little bummed because the Viz Media logos don't match, so someone bought an old print of 1 and 3, and then a new print of 2 and 4, and then brought them both to half-price books, and that's how we ended up with this. But I think it's pronounced Magi or Magi. Magi is maybe how I've heard it as well. But they did have the first 4, and like I said, they were $4.99 each, and they were all in really good condition. So I was like, I can scoop the first 4, try it, and if I hate it, I can get rid of it, you know? Never tried it before. I think I watched the first episode of the anime when it very first came out, and I don't remember liking it, and I was like, meh. And then I continued to hear good things. You didn't really like Orient, the new series by the same author. So I'm gonna give this one a try. read 4 volumes of it, and if I don't like it, I'll move on. If I do like it, I might try to get more, but it's like pretty long, like 40 volumes maybe, 40, maybe even more than 40 volumes. So it would be a long journey to get to them, because I know that some of these have already started going. They're just harder to find now, but we shall see. I'm gonna give Magi, whatever it is, a try.
Okay, so a couple different things in this series that we picked up. So got 2 of Yowamushi Pedal. Just went ahead and picked that up because I got 1 a while back. The elusive out of print 5 for Yowamushi Pedal, which is amazing. It was just at our Kinokuniya, so amazing find. And then Jerry found like a special volume 1 only.
Loot Crate exclusive.
Loot Crate exclusive, only the volume 1, because they're 1.5 volumes. So, and it kind of has that like metallic on the side. It's a little hard with the light, but you can kind of see it shimmer a little bit. But really cool find for half price on that one. So yeah, just some more Yowamushi Pedal for me.
Talk about a long journey. That's going to be a long journey.
It's going to be hard to get all of these, and I'm just going to manifest the power of HVL, the power of Suki Notes to get all of the Yowamushi Pedal in the future.
I'm hoping for it, right?
I need the support of my girls.
Yes. Now, the problem, if you don't know about Yowa, for sure, what I've heard is 3, 5, and 10 are already out of print. That's what I've been told. And right now, most of the early 1 through 10 are out of stock in most places, so they're already getting harder and harder to find. So we're lucky we already have 1 and 2. 3 is going to be a nuisance. Our local Kino has 4, but it's kind of hard to find online. 6 shouldn't be too hard, but 7, 8, 9, 10, I have no idea. 11 plus, 11, 18, pretty easy to find. Those are the ones that it's a little bit easier to find. Yen Press has kept those ones. Those are newer, but those early 10 are definitely tough. So if you want to start tracking those down, start doing that now. Like we said, we're lucky we found 5 for retail price, MSRP, cover price at our local Kinokuniya. But I don't think we're going to get as lucky with 3 and 10. So,
oh, no.
Yeah.
I fully expect to not be lucky at all, and I'll only see listings that are like 150 a volume, and it's going to be ridiculous, and I'll just never get it, and I'll just yo-ho-ho those volumes. Haha.
Just going to have to read it. Okay, so speaking of HVL manga, I picked up an Origami Volume 1. Here's the thing. I have always thought that I wouldn't enjoy the series. I've heard it really, really talked up a little bit more in recent years. I know this is kind of a longer running series. It's been running for quite a while, and I just read the concept. I looked at a little bit of the anime. I thought to myself, I actually think I'm going to like this. So I went ahead and grabbed Volume 1. I think there's 23 volumes, 22 volumes out right now, and they still release these. So it's not on like a full-blown hiatus, but I think it's kind of a slow release schedule, if I understand correctly. But a lot of these are still easy to find, easy to pick up. So I wanted to go ahead and get 1, and then I'll just go from there. I think I'm going to like it, and I'm going to probably want more, so be expectant of that in the future, probably in future hauls. So.
All right, next up. Vagamid.
I
don't know why I keep buying this. I don't know.
We just feel like we have to. Join the fun.
Well, okay. Volume 1.
Visbig Volume 1, which is Volume 1 and 3.
Sorry.
1 through 3.
1 through 3. I felt like the first volume was a little like, okay. And then 2 and 3, I think it started to pick up more.
Right.
So, I'm going to get into the next 3, so 2, 3, and 4. Including this, and then I'll think about it more and then make a determination if I want to keep buying it, because it is also like 12 of these.
Yeah, I think there's 12 total.
That's a lot, and they're big boys.
They're big.
So we really only picked this up because it was restocking.
Yeah. And
I was scared it was going to disappear, and I was like, Joey.
Yeah. Might as well grab it now.
So yeah.
The artwork is beautiful. Takehiko Inoue is one of the greatest.
Even if the story is a little like, it has a really great art. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's like just so well drawn. The characters are so unique and interesting, art-wise. I'm just making it sound worse and worse.
No,
I'm gonna stop talking.
You'll like it.
I'm gonna stop talking.
One of the next things I picked up at Half Price Books is the complete collection of The Imperfect Girl. So here's all the spines there. I really like that the first 2 are white and then the last one is black. Here's what the covers look like. So if you don't know, these are by the author Nisio Isin, I believe it's how it's pronounced. And that is the person who created the Bakemonogatari series and all of the many that followed. Niso Isin's they've done quite a few other manga in their time. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I know that I've looked it up before, but I've never read any of their series. I've never read any in the Monogatari series, none of that stuff. And I heard from a friend that this is a good series. Found all 3 of these at Half Price Books in great condition. They're a little yellow on the top, but I can deal with that. The spines look really great. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to grab these for half price because they were half off cover price. And I was like, okay, great, full collection. I can complete the set. And I heard this is a great and easy read. And I heard it's a really, really cool story. So I'm going to check this out, The Imperfect Girl.
All right, last for me, Inuyasha number 5. This big edition. Nice cover. I think they did a really great job with this, honestly, because sometimes when it comes to these omnibus type of volumes, they could be really unreadable in a way. And sometimes, especially when they are not hardback, they're more of that paperback type of style like this one. But it's really not too bad because it is, you know, they do it in a way with the binding where you can actually see everything up until the middle, and you know, you don't have a hard time like trying to like peek in there and be like, what's that? So but yeah, continuing the Inuyasha, and I mean, we really picked this up because it was getting hard to find with the volume 5s. So
it seems like,
I don't know, I feel like it's restocking at a good pace for all the volumes anyway. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. But yeah, I'm going to read all of them and then keep buying more eventually.
Viz seems to be trying to keep these in circulation. So I'm not sure that even if it's gone for a little bit, I'm sure within 6 to 8 months it'll get restocked again and again. So I think that's kind of their goal with these, but I'm not sure. I'd say
Inuyasha is pretty timeless. It remains popular. And of course we have Yashahime, which kind of brings in a new audience for Inuyasha. So it makes sense for them to do that, just because that is also a popular anime right now. But yeah, we're excited to add this to the collection.
Absolutely. And we'll probably get more. I mean
we will eventually. But I like to try to read stuff before I just buy more, so it's not just sitting there. But that's just me.
And my last pickup comes from Half Price Books as well, and I thought these were really cool, and so I could not leave them behind at half price, their cover price, so they were each about, I think, like $7.50 a volume. And what these are original Viz graphic novel of Dragon Ball Volume 1 and Viz graphic novel Dragon Ball Volume 2. So this is the classic Dragon Ball, not Z, and these are printed at a very unique size. They almost look like comic book size compared to like a normal Viz volume that you would expect nowadays. So let's, just as comparison, right? So here's the Dragon Balls. Here's what a normal Viz volume looks like in comparison. So the Dragon Balls are printed at a slightly, almost at the Viz Sig size is what you're seeing there. And these were printed before Viz was owned and worked with Shueisha directly. So this is when Viz was just a company here in the United States. They were trying to print manga to be read by fans here in the United States. Some really interesting things, like on the spines, it says like Dragon Ball 1 of 42, 2 of 42. Thought that was super interesting. As you can see, it says Viz graphic novel at the top, which is another very interesting touch. This volume 1 is pretty yellow. I'd say it's pretty aggressively yellow, right? But these volumes are well over, I believe their printing date said like 2001 or something like that. 2001, something like that in the front cover. So that means they're like 20-year-old volumes, which for that, I'll take them in the condition that they're in. You're not going to see these anymore, right? Because when Shueisha took over, they started doing it at the smaller size. They really had a different vision in mind once they started printing Dragon, the new one Shonen, the Shueisha partnership happened. This was kind of their older style. There are a couple other books. I think Inuyasha was actually originally printed like this as well, if I remember correctly. And we sometimes see those. They're kind of a larger print, older graphic novel style. There's some other older manga that were printed like this as well. But Dragon Ball being one of the classics, one of my favorites. Had to get these when they were they're half price cover price. Like the cover price is $14.95. I got them for $14.95 total for the 2. So I was like, I'm not gonna leave that behind. I did like that it says on the volume 1, it says as seen on the Cartoon Network.
Oh my gosh.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
That's because hilarious.
At the time
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, volume 2 and the ages 13 up. Lots of cool details on these old books.
Like connect to.
Yeah, it's got a connective art thing, just like
so cool.
They eventually did with the real print, or not real printing, the later printing of it. Still has a similar thing going on with it. But yes, that is the last of our pickups during October. So this has been another episode of My Waifu and Me. Thank you so much for watching. Keep loving manga. Keep collecting manga. Keep reading manga. This is my waifu and me, and we're saying peace.